my video today will be about my top 10 tips for college. So if you want to know what it is, continue to watch. Okay, so welcome back. Thank you again for tuning in to watch my video. So today's topic that I'm going to talk to you about is the my top 10 tips for college. So many people are now going back to school. Some people are starting school from high school. Some people are working moms, fathers, sisters, brothers, family, whoever, are now wanting to go back to school to better themselves. My first top tip would be to have an idea or start thinking. If you're in high school, start thinking of what it is that you are truly good at, what you truly have a passion for, and narrow in on that and go from there. It's always good to have an idea of what you want to do with your life because it gives you a jump start in actually graduating on time by knowing what you want to do. A lot of people wait to the last minute. They go in with an undeclared major because they just really don't know what it is that they want to do. So when they get in, get a feel, by the time you get in, figure it out, you've already wasted a semester. So have an idea of what you want to do first. That will put you ahead of the game. Okay? My number two tip is select a school that fits your needs. So based off whatever your major is that you decide you want to do, make sure you are seeking schools, universities, community college, or whatever you want to start with first. Make sure you are selecting schools that fit your need. When I say your need, I am talking about your degree that you are wanting to move forward with obtain. My number 3 tip would be get familiar with your campus. I say get familiar with your campus because you don't want to show up the first day of class not knowing where you're going, which that happens a lot, but you don't want to make it a routine of not knowing where you're going. It's always good to kind of get there a couple days beforehand, walk the campus, familiarize yourself with different buildings where you're going to be having different classes based on whatever your degree would be. And normally they have that when they bring you to orientation, kind of tell you where the buildings are, to kind of get the students familiar with their surroundings so they don't have any issues with going to the wrong class or just not showing up to class because they missed class because it was not familiar with the campus. And my biggest pet peeve is you don't want to make it a routine of going late to class because teachers remember that. Like those days when you may want to have extra credit, the teacher's going to look at it and be like, well, I'm not going to give this student extra credit because I can't even get to my class on time. So always be mindful of your time and make sure you know your campus. That was my number 3. My number 4 top tip would be set appointments with your counselors. Your academic advisors. So to take first, what would be the easiest, what will, kind of acclimate you into the university so you don't have any, issues with taking classes that you don't need. So always try to meet with your advisors as soon as possible so they can get you a game plan going so they can kind of help you navigate through the each semester of your classes, because at the end of the day you want to utilize your advisors because they're going to be the ones that kind of help you navigate out your plan. But number 5 tip would be be involved with campus activities, okay? Whether that's study groups, they have different groups. You are getting yourself out there. People are noticing you. Also, they have study organizations out there that if you have a certain GPA, you become a part of it. That looks good on your resumes and things of that nature. So get familiar, be involved with your campus activities because you just never know what opportunity may present itself, okay? So that was my number 5. My number 6 tip would be make sure above all things that you're excelling in your classes. You want to make sure that you have your study plan together. Once you go to your first day of class and they give you the syllabus, you want to make sure, and the syllabus actually tells you what you're going to be doing from week to week or whatever, or day by day, that or what assignments will need to be turned in. So they already give you the material. You need to map out a plan on how you're going to get your work done. So when you want to go out and hang out and party or whatever, that's cool, but make sure you're doing your work first, okay? So I would try to get all of my work done before it was due, so that way I wasn't procrastinating. I'm not a procrastinator. I hate procrastinating, because procrastinating, some people work good under pressure. I can too. I just like to be able to relax and be like, okay, I'm good. You know, I done went over. I feel secure in my work. So make sure that you are excelling. You're utilizing all the student resources that's available to you. Your library. We had three different libraries at our university. So if you know, you weren't able to get to one, you can get to the other. So it's just always good to make sure that you are doing everything you can to excel in your academics, because universities have a academic probation. So if you are not excelling or you are barely getting by, there may be a time where you just like bam, have a really bad semester and you don't have any leeway to not be put on academic probation. So make sure that you are just sticking to your plan. You're going to college, doing what you're supposed to do, and trying to stay ahead. Okay, so my number 7 tip would be to make sure you're paying attention in class. You want to make sure you know what's going on. You don't want to be going to class and not really understanding your work, because that prepares you for your future, your degree that you have already looked at, wanting to do, and you are now applying that action into effect right now. So you want to make sure that you are paying attention in class so you can retain the information, because when you get out there and you have those internships, you're going to really want to rely on your knowledge from your class. Sorry, my allergies are like totally suck right now. So yeah, make sure you are paying attention, because you never know when you're going to need to utilize your material you've learned in class daily, because you're going to be going to class like either Monday, Wednesday, or Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, or Tuesdays or Thursdays, or you may do some weekends. I chose not to, because my weekends is for me or studying. Like, I don't want to get up out of the bed and go to class on weekends. So make sure you're just paying attention, you're utilizing your time, and you are able to retain that information, because you're going to need it. Okay, you're going to need it. So that was my number 7. My number 8 tip would be set deadlines for yourself. If you have work assignments, make sure you're setting deadlines, that you make sure that you're turning the work in on time. Like, you can get deducted major points for not turning your assignments in early or when they are due. Sometimes teachers will give you extra credit just for turning it in early. I had a teacher like that. So some teachers are just like, hey, if the student is putting in the effort, I'm going to meet them halfway. So that was just a way to help her, because she didn't want to be grading papers all night when she had a huge class to deal with. So some teachers will give you extra credit for turning in assignments early and on time. So make sure you are setting deadlines to get that work completed, because you can get deducted major points, 5 points, 5%. It all can be the deal breaker with you either passing or failing, especially if you are a borderline student, like average, above average, and excelling. So you make sure that you're trying your best to excel in all of your classes, because you just never know when you may have a bad semester, or you may not You may not grasp the information as quickly, so you may struggle a little bit. But study groups, get involved, all that will play out and help you in the long run. So my number 9 tip would be always be friendly to others, because you don't want to be the person that always have an attitude. You're just like, okay, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it, because that negativity will stay with you. Like people are going to remember you as the negative person that they don't even want to talk to, deal with, because you just have a negative energy about yourself. So always smile. Always try to be courteous or friendly to others. Even if you don't want to really talk, crack a smile. Like, it doesn't hurt to smile, because you never know when you're going to need the person that you're being negative to for anything going forward. You never know what you're going to need. Like if you're doing bad in class and you need a tutor, well, that tutor is going to still help you, but your reputation will be tarnished because you're a negative person. So just try to be friendly. You never know when you have to cross that bridge again. You never know if the person that you were negative to knows somebody that's in a higher position that can ultimately kind of hurt you in the long run. I've seen it happen. I've seen it. So even if you don't agree with that, or you think, okay, well, that's my opinion. All these are my opinions. But at the end of the day, be courteous, smile, be kind to others. You never know when you may have to meet that person again sometime in your life. If it's not in college, it could be the person that's shaking your hand, even offering you a job or declining you because they remembered how you were then. So reputation does stick. So be kind and always treat others the same way you want to be treated. My number 10 and final tip would be never lose track of your objective. The objective is to obtain your degree. So all the extra stuff that will deter you from being focused on your goal, which is to get your degree. Sometimes you have to put pleasure on the back burner to get to your final destination, because while you're having all this other extracurricular activities and not really doing the work, not really putting your all into it, some people can do both and have no problems. But if you know you struggle with retaining information, or you have to go that extra step, I would not be out partying, trying to hang out and do anything else. Because number one, you're not going to get into any organizations with a below average GPA. That's just not going to happen. So if you're seeking out to join groups, fraternities, sororities, whatever it is, make sure your grades are in line too, because they look at that. I'm just saying. They do. So keep your objective in your mind always. Just know that you're working toward a better goal for yourself, for your life, and for your future. So if you stay on track and you do what you're supposed to do, it's only a little while that you have to put things on the back burner, but in the long run, you will reap the benefits. The famous quote is work hard, play later. So you work hard now so you can play later and be comfortable and have a good life. So those are my 10 tips for my college people that are trying to go back to school or are in the process of going to school. Make sure you keep those tips in mind. Even if you don't keep all of them, please keep the main ones that I think are excellent to know and to apply, which is to know what degree you want. Always be courteous to people. Never lose sight of your objective, and always make sure that you're staying on top of your work. Make sure, well, heck, I think they're all ones you need to know, because they all will help you in the long run. So again, thank you so much for watching Tasha's Fab Life. If you are not a subscriber, what are you doing? Go ahead, click the button. It could be here, it could be there, I don't know. It could be down here, but I don't know. I have to check it. It's crazy. But if you are not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Click it. Subscribe. We want you to be a part of our team. Our team is steadily growing. You want to jump on the Fab Life? Come on. It's plenty of room over here. It's plenty of room over here. It's plenty of room over here. And I want you to click and subscribe. I am so corny right now because I'm tired. It's like 9:30. And I wanted to get this video out to you guys. So just don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. I truly enjoy making these videos for you guys. I love you all, and I am so grateful that you take the time to watch my videos. So always, 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 always be productive. Do something that's worth doing. Make sure that you have a lasting impression on someone. So have a nice night. Enjoy yourself. I probably won't be back until next week because I'm going to be turning up in Atlanta. My husband's birthday is coming up. Yay. And I get to go back home. Well, not home, but where I was before we got here. So I'm so glad that we're having this. I need to actually start packing because I'm going to do some homework the rest of the night and tomorrow. So I want to make sure I at least have a start because I don't like to procrastinate. I want to have a start on getting things packed. And I have everything I need so I don't have any issues once I get there. So, good night. Thank you so much again for watching.